What is this all about? Ten Hag's Joao Felix transfer boost. Well, I'm going to start off with a bit of a story. There was a gingerbread man, and he was trying to cross a river. And the fox said, "Jump on my back and I'll get you to the other side." The gingerbread was a twat and deserved to get eaten. As if you're going to get on the back of a greedy bastard who's licking their lips, as they say, I'll give you a, basically just a bad idea. That's not the story I'm going to tell you. The story I'm going to tell you is about, it's going to be a good show tonight, is about Joao Felix. Did you see apparently Mendes and Ronnie split? I'm going to talk about that a bit later, Daniel Clerk. An interesting story, but not Manchester United related specifically as much as this is. So I'm going to talk to you about a story that's come out from Spain. It's coming from @Relevo, who I haven't really heard much about, but is a Spanish journalist outlet apparently. Now, that what their update is the situation threatens to become increasingly tense between Joao Felix and Atletico Madrid, because Joao Felix is determined to break out in this market. In fact, he's not returned to training after the match against Elche, alleging muscular discomfort, but actually doesn't want to risk any further injury. So, and also in the same update, Manchester United's line is good in the last days and they want to give Ten Hag more weapons to fight for everything in the final stretch of the season. Atletico Madrid have told Manchester United they want 12 or 13 million for the loan of Joao Felix, but Manchester United want to pay about 4 million. Manchester United wants to incorporate Joao Felix within this transfer market. They are willing to offer €4 million plus full salary for the loan of Portuguese until June. It would be a simple loan without a purchase option. So that is where we are at with it at the moment. 4 million is what Man United want to pay. 12 to 13 million is what Atletico Madrid want to play. Now remember, Arsenal are possibly going to lose out on Mudryk, which wouldn't be good news for us. Chelsea want Mudryk from Shakhtar Donetsk. If they don't get him, that brings Arsenal back into the Joao Felix deal. So I agree with Imran on this. I think Man United's offer is a joke. You pay the wages and €4 million is shite. I'm sorry. I would love to defend Manchester United on this, but it's not Ten Hag I'm defending. It's the shite negotiators, and they are shite. That is a shit offer. That is a rubbish offer. I'm sorry. €4 million is about £2.5 million. So Manchester, Atletico Madrid want to sell Joao Felix for €100 million. They can't sell him in January because nobody will pay that. So they have to loan him. Man United have rocked up and said, we'll cover his wages and give you £2.5 million. Forget about it. What are you talking about? Forget about it. I mean, that's Italian-American. I can't really do Argentinian Simeone or whoever the director of football is for Atletico Madrid. But forget about it is what I would say. Now, look, Atletico Madrid want 13 million. That's about £10 million. Personally, I think give them €8 million. €8 million is about £6 million. Meet them halfway. It's a very, very obvious deal to do, in my opinion. And as I say, Joao Felix is the perfect deal for Manchester United to do. Happy New Year to you and your family, Mark. All the best for 2023. But what I wanted to talk about here is that I am not part of the Bleeding Hearts Club because Manchester United haven't got any money, because I think that's bullshit anyway. But people talk about FFP, financial fair play. People talk about United are broke, right? Two stories today. We cannot sit here as a football club and go, we haven't got any money to get Joao Felix. I mean, you're not going to get any bloody sympathy anyway. The Glazers and Man United saying we haven't got any money left is, it's like, the millionaire down the road with 5 Ferraris on his drive saying, this fuel crisis is really hitting me hard. I can only fill four of my Ferraris up a month now. One of them I've got to put in the garage and not use it. Oh, shit. I feel really bad for you. But there is actually a couple of stories that expose United wide open. And the problem with Manchester United is that they have shit people in charge of transfers who just don't know how to negotiate the way out of a brown paper bag, or a white paper bag, or a pink paper bag, or whatever paper bag. It's easy to get out of a paper bag. You just punch your way through it, or piss yourself, it gets weaker, and then just tear it apart. Mark, just an idea. I think it's high time United have an intro music. Channel is too big and fantastic not to have one. Interesting. I think Danny from The Script should let us use Standing in the Hall of Fame. That's what I think. With the new owner, I would love to have Rice and Osman for next season, even if it's difficult, says Desiree. I think we might have got it wrong. The 13 million that Atletico want should be including wages and loan fee. United offering 4 million plus wages. Correct me if I'm wrong, says Sachin. So Man United are offering to cover the wages and give them 4 million euros, which totals about 10 million euros. Atletico Madrid want the wages covered and 13 million. So basically, United should cover the wages, which is 6, and give them another 8, 14 million euros. That's what we should do as a package. But I'm going to tell you why we can do it, Sakin, because this is the thing, right? United cannot sit there and go, we can't afford to get Joao Felix. Even though we desperately need him, we can't sit there and say we can't afford to do it. And you want to know why? 2 stories today. If United could get off their arse, there is a very simple way of doing this. Welcome to the... Basically, 2 updates. One from the Daily Mail's North East reporter saying that Newcastle are big admirers of Scott McTominay, but have received no encouragement from Manchester United, who say they won't sell him. And then Laurie Whitwell saying that Wolves are ready to back Lopetegui financially and like the look of Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Now, look, people will be sat here going, wow, I'd like to keep Wan-Bissaka and we probably shouldn't let McTominay go in January. Forget about it. What are you talking about? Well, forget about it. What are you talking about? I'm telling you now, if you want to be successful and you want to beat the rest, you've got to be the best. And to be the best, you've got to be ruthless and aggressive. If Newcastle... Well, I've just found 60 million quid. I've just found 60 million quid because I've done my fucking job. Newcastle wants Scott McTominay. He's never going to be good enough. He's never going to be good enough, is he? We've got Casemiro. With all due respect to McTominay, I wouldn't normally say sell him. But now that we've got Casemiro, forget about it. He's never going to be a Manchester United Premier League challenging midfielder. He's never going to be an Arsenal Premier League challenging midfielder. He's never going to do it. I think he's 26 this year. He's never going to be Casemiro, Rodri, Fabinho. He's never going to do it. It's never going to happen. So whatever you think about Scott McTominay, and I personally think he's a good squad player, he's never going to be the level we need him to be. So if Newcastle want to give us 30 million for him, take it. Take the 30 million and use it to get Joao Felix, because we're buying another midfielder in the summer anyway. Take the 30 million. And if we've got Dalot at right back, and we know what right back we want to buy, whether it's Gusto, Frimpong, Dumfries, we already know what Ten Hag wants. If Wolves are willing to give us 20 million quid for Wan-Bissaka, take the money. Take the money. But you know what United are doing? McTominay's not for sale and we're not selling Wan-Bissaka either. And you know why they're doing it? Because they don't know the head from the fucking elbow and they can't be arsed. They're incapable of doing 2 or 3 deals in 3.5 weeks. So I've got no sympathy with this Joao Felix thing because we're arguing about a couple of million euros here and we can't say we haven't got the money when there's people willing to do deals with us in January to generate that money. We could sell McTominay, sell Wan-Bissaka for about 50, 60 million, 30 for McTominay, 20 for Wan-Bissaka, 50 million in your skyrocket pocket, right? You get Joao Felix in on loan, 10, 15 million. You've got 35 million left to get a right back. Oh, I've just given us an attacker that can play multiple positions and bought a right back in and solved the problem for the summer that we don't need to solve in the summer. I'm a good director of football. Oh, you know why that won't happen? Because I've just done something that doesn't exist within Manchester United football recruitment department. I've been competent. They like to put an in front of it. And I'm not talking about an old style pub. I'm talking about incompetent. You know, these stories are coming from credible places. Laurie Whitwell, Athletic, talking about money that Wolves have got and they want Wan-Bissaka. And the Daily Mail, North East correspondent, saying that Newcastle have been long-term admirers of Scott McTominay, but Man United won't sell them. I don't dislike McTominay, I don't like Wan-Bissaka, but this 50 million quid there, 50 million quid that we could have within the next 2 weeks to go and get a right back and go and get a...